All right, thank you. Well, we are following breaking news. ESPN is reporting the NBA has finally approved expansion for our city in Seattle here. Let's get right out to Sean Chitness this morning. Sean, we've been all over this story. We've been in anticipation. The vote came down a little bit earlier, and here we are. We are approved to move forward for ideas of purchasing a team here in Seattle.
Hey, Aaron, good morning. Yeah, so this is an exciting first step. We, of course, don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we do now have this early report that the NBA Board of Governors has taken that next step so we can get closer to seeing basketball back here in the form of an NBA team at Climate Pledge Arena. So let's run through what we have learned and where we are still headed and what we still need to accomplish to get that team back here. As you mentioned, ESPN reporting the Board of Governors approved the league exploring bids for expansion teams in Las Vegas and Seattle exclusively. This process is expected to generate $7 to $10 billion for each team. Ultimately, 23 of the 30 owners need to vote in favor of adding 2 teams, and a second vote that is expected later this year. That would then bring the league up to 32 teams. That second vote could come as early as July. That's based on earlier reporting from ESPN, which is saying that this is a matter of when and not if, but again, that's just one report. So last night on Washington Sports Wrap, Jason Puckett of Puck Sports spoke about the changes we've seen in town here since the Sonics left many years ago, and that even though it's a much more saturated sports market now, basketball is still Seattle's original love.
I go to a ton of high school basketball games around the city, and the passion that people have for basketball, and I know it's a high school level, but there's so much rich tradition of basketball in the city, not just Seattle. You go all the way down to Tacoma. I think people have been waiting for it.
So some important questions to ask now as we move forward with the search for bids. One of them that Puckett brought up last night was, can this process move forward with just Seattle if Las Vegas is not ready as quickly? And then also, who is going to make up this potential ownership group that is going to bring the return of Sonics to Seattle? We have some ideas, but of course, he was saying he wants to know who all is going to be a part of that. And so ahead of this announcement, we had already heard from Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson as well as members of the City Council in a joint resolution saying that both the city is ready and this arena is prepared to bring back the NBA. Live at Climate Pledge Arena, Sean Chitness, Fox 13 News.
All right, thank you, Sean, so much for that update. So as we get closer to the possibility of the Sonics return, many people are wondering if Climate Pledge is ready. Would there be room to fit another professional team within the arena's already busy schedule? Well, Fox 13 did look at Climate Pledge's event calendar during the NBA regular season and found 91 open days, meaning a 41-game stretch of home Sonics games would easily fit into the arena's schedule. For a full look at the breakdown per month, go to fox13seattle.com.
Seattle's undying love of basketball has been on full display for a century, long before the Sonics arrived, and maybe even more obviously since the Sonics left Seattle. 18,000 fans have sold out Climate Pledge Arena for the past 3 years for the Rain City Classic, an NBA preseason game. And even with out-of-town teams on the hardwood for the annual game, the NBA has been well represented with Seattle-bred talent, and the longing for the return of the NBA has been clear.
Once I got in the league, everybody said they missed the Seattle and Vancouver trip. Like everybody from players to staff to front office. This is a big market, and everybody loves Seattle. You see what the Kraken's doing. You see what the Seattle Storm, Seahawks, and Mariners are doing.
I was fortunate to be here when the Sonics were here. I think it was like 6-7 years of my career, and I saw the impact it had on really everybody, myself included, obviously the community, the fans, to have, little boys and little girls to be able to look up to NBA players I think is so important. It's great for a city.
10 Seattle area players are on NBA rosters right now, including Brooklyn's Michael Porter Jr., All-Star Paolo Banchero, and Zach LaVine of the Sacramento Kings, and it looks like the Sonics are coming back. So the NBA Board of Governors voting this morning to approve expansion for Seattle and for Las Vegas. And I guess the timing will be interesting on this because Las Vegas still needs to build an arena.
Yes, we are all ready to go, right? We're set.
We could start playing tomorrow, honestly, inside Climate Pledge Arena. So that is not the issue. So now it becomes, we're going to hear from the commissioner a little bit later on this morning. We're going to hear from, I'm sorry? Okay, so we're going to hear from Sports Director Aaron Levine. He's going to call in. He's gathering some information as well. But an exciting day for Seattle. It looks like the Sonics are coming back, and the Kraken ownership group, led by Samantha Holloway, apparently leading the charge for that expansion fee, which will be in the neighborhood of $7 to $10 billion.
And on top of this, you got to think about, we're talking about Seahawks and their ownership group, and then we've got this. We've got a lot of money that's going to be flowing into our
Seahawks are for sale, and now somebody's got to pick up the tab on this too. So yeah, there's a lot of things happening, but what a year for Seattle sports.
I mean, finally,
come on.
Did we think we could ever be talking about this? Because it's just been one of those dead points year after year after year. And it's so surprising, especially to us. People who've lived here, Bill, you've covered the Sonics for so many years. We go back to the 90s and 80s.
It's just so painful. I mean, I was at that press conference where it's like, what, you sold the team? Howard Schultz, what are you doing? You sold him to a guy in Oklahoma City. We knew that day that they were going to be out the door in a short amount of time, and indeed they were. And then there were, you know, all the false starts. You know, we tried to get an arena built in Soto. That didn't go through. I tried to get the Sacramento Kings. That didn't go through. And we just waited and waited. And here we go. And so it will be 20 years since the Sonics left before they take the court again, apparently in 2028.
There are people that are adults now that have not lived in Seattle with an NBA basketball team.
My son is one of them.
I mean, one of my kids was born in 2008. I mean, it's just like, what's going on?
It's just crazy. So my son grew up a Philadelphia 76ers fan.
Oh, no,
well, my son is a Warriors fan. We've got a Warriors fan at our house.
Okay,
I mean,
there's a lot going wrong at your house with the 49ers and the
but
Warriors.
But they were forced to go somewhere else, you know? I know.
Okay.
But hey.
But it looks like it's going to happen, and we're going to chat with Sports Director Aaron Levine, and we're going to have coverage on this all morning long.
All right.